We are studying arithmetic progression in Maths 1. This is chapter number 3. We have already completed whatever theory that we need to know to understand this, and also whatever theory is there in this chapter, for this chapter in this year in the current textbook. What we are going to do today is mainly we will use those theories to solve more and more questions. We will understand how that theory is used in practice in real life. So we will need our textbooks, we will need our notebooks, we will need our pencils to make annotations on the textbooks, and we will need our pens to write in the notebooks. For some questions, I will ask you to speak and answer. For some questions, I will ask you to type the answer in the chat box. And for some other questions, I will ask you to write it in the notebook, take a picture and send it to me on WhatsApp. So you will need these things. Please let us all be honest to ourselves and do a good job. Are we ready? Do we have everything that we need for the class? Can we start? Waiting for your confirmations, your thumbs and your texts. Okay, let us begin. This is how the class will look. First, we will do a quick recap कि अभी तक हमने क्या पढ़ा है. Then we will do one question for a quick practice of what we have studied so far. Then we will look at some explanation about the various formulae that we have studied in this chapter. Finally, and this will be the main part of the session today, which will be about more and more practice, where I will give you some hints, you will try to solve, and then we will see if you have solved it correct or not. So let us start with the recap. And in this recap, I am just to keep the class moving, I am not going to ask you anything. I will just do a recap for you. Please observe the slides carefully. Please listen to what I'm saying carefully. Make a note if you need to, raise a hand if you have any doubt, if you have a question. So this will be kind of a revision of the chapter. So first thing first, we studied about arithmetic progression, where we saw that an arithmetic progression will look like this. It will have various terms, and the terms will be separated by commas. It can be finite. So if it is a finite AP, there will be a last term. It can also be an infinite AP. In that case, there will not be a last term. It will end with 3 dots. The 3 dots will tell us that there is no last term. It extends to infinity. We also saw that the first term can also be denoted as A. A is T1. So using A, we can denote the AP as you are seeing on the screen. The main feature of AP is, and all APs are sequences, but a sequence is an AP only when there is a common difference. And that common difference mathematically is defined as the difference between consecutive terms. So T2 minus T1 is a difference. T3 minus T2 is a difference. T4 minus T3 will be another difference. When all these differences are same, only then we will say that the sequence T1, T2, T3 is an AP, and that difference is denoted by another symbol, another alphabet, D, which is called common difference. Once we understood what an AP is, the next thing that we studied was how do we know what the nth term of the AP will be. Remember, any AP has a number of terms. First, second, third, fourth. We call them T2, T3, T4, and like that. So how do we find the nth term? That is Tn. For that, we noticed that, of course, when we start with the AP, it looks like this, T1 to Tn. In case of a finite AP, the same T1, T2, T3, Tn, they can also be written as T1, T1 plus D, plus T2 plus D, plus T3 plus D, T2. It continues, right? So we get the next term by adding the common difference to the previous term. When we simplified it further, when we wrote all the terms with respect to the first term, then we realized that it is actually this T1, T1 plus D, T1 plus 2D, and it continues till T1 plus n minus 1 into D. From here, we got the formula that the nth term of the arithmetic progression can be calculated as Tn equals to T1 plus n minus 1 into D. And because T1 is also written as A, the same nth term can also be written in terms of A, which will look like this, A plus n minus 1 into D. Once again, is anyone going to ask us to explain how this formula came up? No. Do we need to know? Yes. Why? Because when we understand how this has come up, then we will understand the questions better and we will be able to answer the questions in a much better way if you understand what has happened here. That's the reason we are studying this. The third thing that we studied in the chapter, third main thing that we studied in the chapter was how do we calculate the sum of first n terms of AP. So it doesn't matter if the AP that we are considering, whether it is a finite AP or an infinite AP, how do we find the sum? First thing is we can just add the n terms. So what is that? Yes, just add the terms. So if the AP is T1, T2, T3, T4, Tn to infinity, then we can just add the n terms T1 plus T2 plus T3 to Tn. Now, if we write it in terms of A, so in place of T1, we can write A. But then we realized that this is not always feasible. If someone asks us to find the sum of first 100 terms, then it will take a long time to find the sum of 100 terms or 1000 terms. Okay. So we figured out what the formula is, what the formulae are. And we said there are 3 formulae to find the sum of first n terms of AP. And this is how the formulae look. We also use these formulae to find the sum of first n terms of couple of APs in the last class. That was the quick recap, and we will move next to a quick practice where we will look at one question from the textbook where together we will try to apply this formula and find the answer to the question. So be ready, textbooks open, notebooks open, pens ready. Question coming to your screen now. Why? Sir is in a good mood today. I wanted to tell you what the general method of solving is. We will try to convert the question that is given in English using words to mathematics. So when I say to mathematics, we will try to convert that into a arithmetic progression. And when we convert that into an arithmetic progression, we will be able to identify what the first term is, what the common difference is, and what the number of terms are. Once we know the A, D, and N, we will be able to use the relevant formula to find answers, to find the answer to the question. Let us see. This is question number 2 of practice set 3.3 of your textbooks. Please, you are welcome to open your textbooks, keep the question in front of you, and let us try answer this together. We will do this together. So I'm going to ask questions. You can type the answers in the chat. Even better, raise your hands so that you can speak up. How do we use what we have studied just now, what we revised just now to solve such questions? Who will read the question? Hand should go up. Okay, one hand has gone up. Aman, please unmute yourself and read.
Find the sum of the first 123 even natural numbers.
Thank you, Aman. So the question clearly says asks us to find the sum of first 123 even natural numbers. And now you think what the first step is. We have to convert this English question into maths. Simply speaking, we have to find out what arithmetic progression this is referring to, because in this chapter we are studying about arithmetic progression, and here in this question we are not able to see any arithmetic progression at all. So who can tell me what natural numbers are? Give me some examples of natural numbers. If you want to speak, raise your hand. If you want to type, no need to raise the hand, just type it. Examples of natural numbers. Very good. Karthik, correct. Sandhya, correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and infinity. Good. Karthik, good that you have used the 3 dots. Sandhya, next time use only 3 dots. Arti, good. Next time use only 3 dots. Prachi, it is not 1 to infinite. It is 1 to infinity. 1 to infinity, ending with a Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, dot, dot. Okay. Next question. Give me examples of even numbers. What are even numbers? And these are not things that we studied in class 10. These are things that we studied way back in primary classes. Natural numbers, even numbers, odd numbers. Anushka, thank you. Anushka is saying 2, 4, 6, 8. Sandhya is adding 10. Lalit Singh is saying 5, 6, 8. No, beta. It starts with 2 and it. Okay. So you have found out even natural numbers. So that is our first step, right? Once we have found out what natural numbers are and what even natural numbers are, now what we have is 2, 4, 6, 8, dot, dot, dot. Prachi told us that natural numbers go till infinity. All of you have written the 3 dots. That means this is an infinite sequence. Now tell me, is this an AP? Is this an AP? How do we find out whether this is an AP or not? Sandhya is saying yes. Prachi is saying common difference. We will take common difference. Correct. So what we will do, we will check 4 minus 2 equals to 2. We will check 6 minus 4. This is equal to 2. Or this is so easy. It says even natural numbers. All even natural numbers we can find out by just adding 2 to the previous even natural number. We have observed this, right? So definitely this is an 8. Right? And this is the common difference. So we found the first basic characteristic of AP, the common difference. Now you tell me what is A, which is equal to T1. T1 is the first term, correct. Karthik, Akhilesh, Rajesh. So now we have found A also. So see, we are already progressing. First, we converted this English sentence into a AP. Then we have identified A and D. What is the third thing that we need to identify? If you remember from the previous slide. Very good. It is the N. Now read the question and tell me what is N in this question. $123. Right? N is 123. Yes. Now we have A, D, and N. We know that the formula for sum of first n terms of an AP is equal to Sn equals to n by 2 within brackets 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Now is the time when you put the pen to your notebook, put the values in this equation, solve, find the value of S, take a picture, send it to me on WhatsApp. Waiting for your messages. So using this formula, we can say that we have to find S123 So 123 by 2 within brackets 2 into A. A is our 2. So we will write like this, or you can write 2 into 2 plus again 123 minus 1. D is 2. We need not write any multiplication sign here because the bracket is followed by a number. So it means multiplication. So this is 123 by 2. Do not try, do not even attempt to divide and get into decimals. It is not going to help us in any way. Let it be a fraction. Chanda, here is the bracket you missed. Then 2 into 2 is 4 plus 123 minus 1 is 122, right? And into 2. Next step, 123 by 2. Now we still need to write a bracket. 4 plus, am I doing it right? 244. 244 I'm saying, and I have to give a bracket. Check if these steps are right till now. Confirm. Yes, thank you for the confirmation. Now when we move forward, and Aarti, see how I am writing, where the equals to signs are and where you are writing. 123 by 2. Now you can remove the brackets. 244 plus 4 is 248. Sorry for the mistake. Then this becomes 124. Now 123 into 124, you have calculated and told me. I will look at your answers now. You have multiplied it correctly. 15252. 15252. Right? And this is the answer. In this question, I will not look for an English answer at the end of the question. I will not, because this is a purely mathematical question. If the question is about a real life situation, then I would expect the teacher, the examiner would expect a English answer. Definitely, that will have some marks. But in a maths question, if we write at least till this point, there is no risk of losing any points. This answer is complete in all aspects. Next part of the session, this part is the theory part. I'm telling you again, I'm reminding you again. Here we will understand how we derived how we got to that formula for some of the first 10 terms of arithmetic progression. Do we need it for exam? Absolutely not. No one will ask you to derive the formula. But do we need it? Yes, we do. Because when we understand how we got to that formula, only then we will feel comfortable. Only then we will feel confident of solving questions. And we will not have to remember that formula. We will be able to reach the answer even without the formula if we understand how we have found it. And that is why we will try understand how that has been done. So now I need your attention on the screen. You can also open the textbook on page number 68, 69. Page number 68, 69. Show me a thumb when you are ready. Thank you for the confirmation. So this part of the explanation, this part of the textbook is very well written, very well written. So let us use that logic only to understand what is happening here. Suppose the arithmetic progression that we have is this. If I ask you to tell me, explain this arithmetic progression in words, what will you say? Type in the chat or raise your hand to speak. I've written the arithmetic progression on the screen. How will you describe it using English, using words? Identify what is happening on the screen. What is 1? What is 2? What is 3? ... What is 100? What is happening in this arithmetic progression? How will we explain? Always remember, I'm not asking any question that you cannot answer. You can. Quick, try. Very good, Anushka. So Anushka has rightly identified, Prachi has rightly identified that this arithmetic progression in words we can say are natural numbers till 100. Correct. 1 to 100 natural numbers. Very good. Now, if the question is to find the sum of the first 100 natural numbers, or to find the sum of the natural numbers from 1 to 100, the normal method, if we don't know arithmetic progression, then what will we do? We will do this. What happened? I could not write. Yeah. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 plus 100. Yeah. But now we will have to do these 99 additions, these 100 additions. But there is a smarter way. और इसमें time लगेगा, हो जाएगा. But there is a smarter way. And the smarter way is we can also say that we can also imagine another sum, 100 plus 99 plus 98 plus dot 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 plus 1. Or you imagine the ulta arithmetic progression which starts from 100, decreases by 1, and it goes all the way till 1. Confirm that this inversion, this change of order is clear. Thank you for the confirmation. Now let us see what happens when we are adding the corresponding terms of these two APs. This is say AP1. Suppose this is AP2. If we add 1 and 100, it is 101. If we add 2 and 99, that is also 101. 3 and 98, this is also 101. It will be same, 101. And this will be the case with whichever AP we take. क्योंकि same numbers हम add कर रहे हैं ना, same numbers we have done, we have just changed the order. Yes, we will only get 101 in this case. Now, if I ask you to add these 101 ones, how many 101s are here in this addition? Let's see who tells me the answer fastest. How many 101s are there? Very good, Akhilesh, Rajesh. There are 100 101s. That means all we have to do is, instead of doing these 99 additions, what we can do is 101 into 100. This multiplication is very easy. 1 0 1 0 0. Now when we are adding this, see what we have done. We have added this and we have added this, but we only wanted the sum of AP1. Double हो गया अभी, तो उसको आधा कर दो. 10100 divided by 2. Whatever we get. Do the division. Tell me how much are we getting? $5,050. Chanda is saying 5,050. 10,100. 10,000 का आधा 5,000.
हो गया 100%. मालूम था इसलिए लो खुश दो मम्मी.
Right? And this logic has been used to derive that formula. Take 2 seconds, think what has happened in this process and tell me if you have understood. Now let us look at the general form of the arithmetic progression. The arithmetic progression looks like this. If we use the notation that is used in the textbook, the first term will be A, the second term will be A plus D, the third term will be A plus 2D and dot dot dot. The nth term will be A plus n minus 1 D. This we know, this we know till now. What did we do in the previous question? We reversed. Write along with me in your notebooks. When we reverse, so now we have a plus n minus 1d. Then we have a plus n minus 2d. Then we have a plus n minus 3d. Dot, dot, dot. What will be the last term in this AP? Waiting for your answers. When we reverse it, what will be the last term? Correct. It will be A. It will be A. Let me just remove the additional brackets, which I need not have put, and put the D back in, which has vanished. What did we do next? We added the corresponding terms. Right? And we already know that the terms, when we add the corresponding terms, they will be the same. So we'll just add one and see what is happening. So let us take A1, A, and let us take A plus n minus 1 D. So A plus n minus 1 D. This is what we are adding. When we add this, if we know our algebra, one chocolate, another chocolate, two chocolates, n minus 1 D. This is the addition of one set of corresponding terms. Now you tell me how many such numbers are there? जैसे अखिलेश राजेश ने last time बोला, there were 101s. How many 2a plus n minus 1 D are there here now? How many are there? Very good. A, no? No, not A. How many? 1, 2, 3. If we count like this, how many such terms are there? How many terms are there in the AP? The answer is right in front of you on the screen. Really, Akhilesh Rajesh, there are only 5. What happened to the dot, dot, dot? How did you tell me that there were 100 terms in the previous case? Aman is saying 100. Why 100? Nope, it is not 100. Satyam, no, it is not 1. How many terms are there? How many terms are there in the first AP? How many terms are there in the fourth AP, second AP? Aarti Bania is saying 4. Really? Okay. I'll write the AP again. Let us see if you can count properly. The AP that I am dealing with is A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D. It continues and it goes on till A plus n minus 1 D. How many terms are there here? It's not infinite. अगर infinite होता तो last में dot dot रहता ना. Aman, you missed 1. Very good, Prachi. N terms are there, na? What is this? What is this term? The last term. The last term is Tn. N terms. Please confirm that you now know how many terms are there. So in the previous question, there were 100 terms, 1 to 100. In this question, there are n terms. So we have to multiply this with n. वहां पर हमने 101 को 100 से मल्टीप्लाई किया था, यहाँ पर हम इसको n से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. And what is this sum? This sum is the sum of this AP and this AP. डबल हो गया है. याद करो हमने क्या किया था? 100 into or 101 into 100. Then we divided it by 2. Divided by 2. Tell me if it is making sense or not. Waiting for your confirmations, or your hand should go up if you have a doubt. Okay, thank you. Now, if this is the case, now the remaining part is very easy. Remaining part is just algebra. If we simplify this, n by 2, we can write like this. Bracket is here, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the first formula. Check and confirm if this is the first formula or not. So just now we found out the first formula as Sn equals to n by 2, 2a, n minus 1, d. Now see what happens when we do this multiplication. N by 2 is multiplied with 2a, and n by 2 if we multiply it with the second term also. Again, simple algebra. So n by 2 multiplied by 2a plus n by 2 multiplied by n minus 1 into d. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we have n into a, n into n minus 1 by 2 into d. Check if this is the second formula. Check and confirm. Let us once again start from the main formula. The main formula is S of n, Sn equals to n by 2, 2a, n minus 1 into d. Just write it in another way. N by 2. 2a is 2 chocolates, na? So a, 1 chocolate, a, another chocolate, plus n minus 1 into d. A is nothing but our first term. And a plus n minus 1 into d is our what term? Look at the formula. What term is this? Tell me in the chat box. A is T1. Very good, Karthik. It is Tn. It is the nth term. And C, this is formula number 3. Check and confirm. Now, let us try use whatever new thing we just understood, the derivation of the formula, the 3 formulae, and whatever we studied earlier also, to solve another question. Again, this is from practice set 3.3. This is question number 3. And this was also part of your homework, right? In your, take some time, write in your notebook. What are you going to write? You are converting, you are trying to write the arithmetic progression which represents this English sentence. Even numbers from 1 to 350. Even numbers from 1 to 350. Write that arithmetic progression in your notebook and then raise your hand if you want to tell me what it is, or type it in the chat. So all of you know even numbers start with 2. And they go on like 2, 4, 6. And it says from 1 to 350. So 350 is also even number because it is fully divisible by 2. Check in your textbook ki question kya likha hai. From likha hai ki between likha hai. If the question says between in your textbook, in my textbook it says from. If in your textbook it says between, then the answer will be something else. 2, 4, 6 and 348. Between means दोनों के बीच में. From 2 जब दिया है तो 1 और 350 को भी हम calculate कर सकते हैं, consider कर सकते हैं. So the answers will be different. Be careful about the English in the question. So in Prachi's textbook, it says between. In Chanda's textbook, it says from. Very funny. In my textbook, it says between. And in my PDF, on my PDF, it says from. I believe in the new textbooks, it says between. In the old textbooks, it says from. Okay? So based on that, you change. First thing is done. Now tell me, how do we find out if they are AP or not? Very good. We will find if there is a common difference or not. So to find the common difference, if it exists, 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. It continues. So we can say D equals to 2. Okay. What is the first term? Remember, we have to find D, A, and N. First term is 2. All of you know this. First term is 2. So we have found A, we have found D. A 5-star chocolate. If you can tell me what is N. How many terms are there in this AP? Aarti is saying 350. Karthik is saying 350. How many terms are there? Rajesh, they are saying 350. First correct answer is Chanda. Chanda, you get a 5-star. Not 5 stars, a 5-star chocolate. And the correct answer is 175, not 350. अगर हमने counting की होती 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 350, then the number of terms would have been 350. But our counting here is 2, 4, 6. एक एक छोड़ रहे हैं हम, even numbers. So the number of terms is 350 by 2 equals to 175. Half of 350, as Satyam is saying. Now use the first formula and find out the answer. When you find out the answer, I'm writing the formula for you. You will take a picture of your notebook and send it to me on WhatsApp. If we just put the values of A, N, and D in the equation. So now we are trying to find S175. Right? So it is 175 by 2. 2 into A is 2. Again, N is 175, so 175 minus 1. And D is 2. ये स्टेप तो सबको लिखना चाहिए ना? Once we know the formula and once we know the values of A, N, and D, everyone should be able to answer this. Write this first step. Aman sent me something on WhatsApp, then delete it. Never delete your messages. Let me see what you have sent. I understand how you are understanding. Then when we solve this, once again, don't divide 175 by 2, get into decimal. Wait. 175 by 2 within brackets. For 2 into 2 is 4. 175 minus 1 is 174 multiplied by 2. If we continue, 175 by 2. Now within brackets, 4 plus 2 4s are 8, 2 7s are 1, 2 7s are 14, right? 348. Now that will become 175 divided by 2 into 348 plus 4 is 352. Now when we divide, see 175 divided by 2 will get into a decimal number, but 352 divided by 2 will not be a decimal number, it will be 176. And when you multiply this, you should get 30800. We got the answer. I told you when we started this practice that we will use the knowledge that we gained in this class as to how all the formulae are same, and it will be our choice to select one of the formula and solve. So this was one way of solving the first formula. But I think, personally, I believe out of the three formulae, the third one is the easiest. The third one is the easiest. It looks easy. There are fewer terms. What do you say? Look at the three formulae and tell me which one do you find, which one looks the easiest. Type the number 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. 1, 2, or 3. Three formula. Okay, someone is saying first formula is easy. Okay, third formula is easy. Strange answers. I thought everyone will say 3. 2 people have said third formula. Do you remember what the 3 formulae are? Look at page number 69 and 70. The 3 formulae are there. The third formula says sum of the first n terms of AP is n by 2 multiplied with the sum of first term and the nth term, last term. Is it not easy? Is it not significantly easier than the first formula? I think it is. Now, if I challenge you to solve the same question using this formula, third formula, tell me, and you can start speaking without my permission. What should I write? S175 equals to, tell me what should I write? N by 2 will become what? You will tell me and I will write.
175 by 2.
Correct. What is T1?
T1 is 2.
What is Tn?
Tn 175 multiplied by 2.
No, what is Tn? There is a straight answer in the question. What is Tn?
348 minus
No, it is 350.
350.
Last term is already given in the question. Look
2,
at
2, 2.
look at the arithmetic progression that we have written. 2, 4, 6, dot, 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 ending in 350. That is the last term. 350. So now when we solve it, 175 by 2 multiplied by 352, which is 175 into 176. Remember this product from the previous question, and we calculated 30800.
Yeah, this one is easy.
Now tell me, please open your textbooks on page number 70. Look at the section which starts with the heading solved examples. Solved examples. This is the first question. Aarti Bania, can you come out of mute and read the question for the entire class?
Find the sum of first and natural numbers.
Very good. Thank you, Aarti. Now you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to read the solution that is given in the textbook. Then raise your hand if you have any doubt. If you have understood it, show me the thumb. I repeat, whenever we have a AP of natural numbers and we have to find the sum of n terms of that AP, we can use this formula directly. We will not lose any marks. The choice is ours. We can directly use the formula. Let us take an example. Suppose the question says, find the sum of first 500 natural numbers. First 500 natural numbers. So we have to find S 500. Once again, tell me what will be the answer? What will be the first step of the solution? Speak up. You can. I know you can answer. You will tell, I will write. I'm not going to write.
500 divided
500.
Divided by
Divided by
500 plus 1.
What
Multiplication.
what will be this term?
500
plus-
minus 1
Okay,
Plus 1
by 2.
divided by 2.
correct. Correct. So 500 divided by 2 is 250. आधा हुआ. 500 plus 1 is 501. Do the multiplication in your notebook. Tell me the answer. When I do the multiplication, I see that there is a 0 here. So a 0. Multiplying with 25 is easy because I know that 25 into 4 is 100. Every 4 25s make 100. So 25 into 1 is 2, 5. 25 into 0 is 0 plus 2, 2. 25 into 5. If it was 400, one more, 125. This is correct. Another question, example number 2, same page of your textbook. Read the question, read the solution, and tell me if you understand. Shubham said he did not understand. So let us see what the even numbers are. The even numbers are starting with 2, 4, 6, and they go on. Say till Tn. So our T1 is 2. Now if we have to take the sum, using the third formula, it is n by 2, first term plus last term. Here we know that the first term is 2. We know that the last term will be 2 into n. Agar ye first term is 2 into 1. Second term is 2 into 2. Third term 2 into 3. नहीं होता है बेटा ऐसा शुभम, even numbers है ना.
Yes, sir.
So nth term will be 2 into n. So what we are writing, n by 2. First term is 2. Second, last term is 2n. Now when we do this multiplication, n by 2 into 2 plus n by 2 into 2n. 2 and 2, when we divide, 2 and 2, we divide. So now n is n. Now n into n, we can, there is a plus sign here, and n into n. Now between, there are two terms, one n and n square. So we can take n common. We are left with this. I believe, Shubham, you did not understand the last step कि ये कैसे हुआ. तुम उल्टा multiply करके देखो, n into 1 plus n. What do we get? n into 1 is n. n into n is n square. तो यहां से हम यहां पर आए. Right? So what we need to remember for this is, just like the previous question, if we are asked about sum of even natural numbers, we are allowed to use this formula directly, n into n plus 1. Remember the previous formula, it was n into n plus 1 by 2. Now that division is no longer required here, n into n plus 1. That's it. If I clear the screen, then we move. Once again, look at this question in the textbook, page number 71. Now it is sum of first n odd natural numbers, not even, odd natural numbers. Read the solution. Tell me if there is any doubt. We are allowed to use the formula Sn equals to n square if the AP is the AP of odd natural numbers. It is allowed. We can use this formula directly. Example number 4, page number 71 in the textbook. Hold on before you start solving. You are not going to solve this in the way it is given in the textbook. You will use the formula directly. You are going to use this formula. What do we have here? We have a AP, sum of odd numbers from 1 to 150. Please confirm what is the question in your textbook. Does it say all odd numbers from 1 to 150 or between 1 to 150? What does it say? From or between?
All odd number.
All odd numbers. Then what's the conjunction?
1 to 150.
From it. Okay. From it doesn't say between, right?
No.
Okay, it says from. Okay, so from 1 to 150. So we can write this AP as 1, 2. No, not 1, 2. I'm going back. It's odd numbers. 1, 3, 5. It will go till. Tell me what will be the last term of this AP?
75.
I could not hear Akhilesh, Rajesh.
149.
149. It will not be 150 because 150 is an even number. 149. Now, if this is the AP, use the formula directly for the formula for sum of first n odd natural numbers and tell me the answer. You will solve it in your notebook, take a picture of the solution and send it to me on WhatsApp. Much faster way of finding the value of n equals to 75 is, instead of using the nth term formula, try see what this AP is similar to. This AP is similar to another AP 2, 4, 6, ... 150. The number of terms, very good, Karthik. The number of terms in this AP, that is the AP of the odd numbers, is equal to the number of terms in the other AP, the AP of even numbers. Now here you very well know that the number of terms in the AP on the right hand side, because every number is 2 more than the previous number, right? And in the previous question I explained to Shubham how we get 2, 4, 6, 2 into 1, 2 into 2, 2 into 3. So number of terms here is 150 by 2, right? Which is 75. Once we get 75, we can use whichever formula that we want to use to find the value. For question number 4 of practice set 3.3, all I want you to tell me is, how do we convert a part of this question? I will tell you which part of the question. This part of the question into an equation. What should I write? You tell me, I will write it and it will be over. If you are able to speak. If you are not, type it. How do we convert this part of the statement? In an AP, 19th term is 52. How do we convert this into an equation? Remember, this is from the nth term part of the chapter. We can say T19 equals to, first term is A, n minus 1 is 19 minus 1. Very good, Anushka. 19 minus 1 into D, which is equal to 52. So when we simplify this, we can say A plus 18D equals to 52. A plus 18D equals to 52. You will be able to solve question number 4, 5 also, question number 6, question number 7, question number 8, and question number 9 of practice set 3.3. Try, complete it tonight.